1917 and the Knights of the Air are fighting in the sky.
You're in a World War II aircraft, biplane, single wing, double wing, triple wing, one of those, and you can fight the Red Baron. How awesome. Let's get at it. All right, let's talk about what we got here first, because there's 3 different sets that I've purchased for this, okay? So what you have is that there's two different dual sets that are available. They're hard to find, so when you see them come up on your store or online, you buy them right away because they're gone right away. What you get with that is you get everything you need to play a 2-player game. So you get the tokens, you get the cards for your planes, you get 2 aircraft, and you get your little, basically your little control center here that you have, and of course the instructions on how to play the game. So right here you're actually looking at 3. The only difference with this one is this has some extra stuff, but it does not have any aircraft with it. So this would, you'd buy this one so that you buy the plane separately, that type of thing. So the quality, first of all, is fantastic. Very, very neat paint jobs that are done on them. Fantastic. Cards are colorful. They have that real, I don't know how to explain, but the World War I, where you imagine these clear fields that they're flying over, that type of thing. In the artwork, you can see that how it's depicted. Cards are fine, a little small, but yeah. That's true with anything that we buy now, it seems like. And the cost for them is fairly inexpensive, so I would say it's a very, very good value.
So the rules to this game, how hard or easy is it to get into it?
Yeah, I mean, the rules are basically, you've got this little flip book that you get with it, and you start off with the easy portion of the game, and then you move on to stuff that gets a little more detailed. So at the beginning, basically, you're just trying to tell each other, get some shots off, do some damage, hopefully pull the one that destroys the plane, or just pull a bunch of shots off on them. The planes that we're flying in the basic versions are just ones that shoot from the front. So there's not it's pretty simple on what you're having to do. So all these instructions are fine. They do exactly what what we need them to do.
Yeah, they ramp it up, normal, optional rules, and even scenarios that you could play. Okay, so let's tell you how to play Wings of Glory so you could figure out if this is something for you and your gaming group. So if you're familiar with X-Wing or Attack Wing or
well, the Attack Wing has the Dungeons & Dragons has the Star Trek.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah.
Different
so
ones.
if you're familiar with any of those games, then you pretty much know how to play this one. Basically, you have your miniature that comes out onto the board, and you start it wherever you might be at the table edge or whatever, and then you're just going to pick cards. So you've got a whole bunch of options of what your plane can do, right? And so then you're going to play these down in a programming type of way. So you would just lay these down in the order that you want them to go. And then you're one at a time going to play these out. So you would just flip that card over, and then you would line this up with your miniature, right? And so this is just a slow one where I just go up a little bit, and then I take the card out. And so if it's something bigger like this, I would line it up with my center line. I pick up my miniature, and then I set it down on the line, and then I pull the card out. And so then that's my movement. So my plane went from here to there.
Then I would do my move, and like this one's just forward, so I actually would end up just basically right in the face. I would lay my card out in front of it, obviously, and do that, but I'm just for this purpose. So at this point right here, then we look, hey, do we have a shot at each other?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I would be firing at him at that point, and then he'd take some damage, and then we just keep going on. Usually you have to tally up, but every once in a while you get one that has a special on it that does something different, that maybe it automatically just explodes off of the first shot, or that type of thing.
Yeah, so you're going to draw damage from a damaged deck, right? So, and depending on if it's close range or far range, you're just going to draw that. So this one says no damage, and of course, you're probably not going to show your enemy how bad you are damaged. But anyways, it could go up to 5, and then like Rod said, there's even one in here that's just an instant explosion.
And you have close range and long range, and that's what these are for, so you can identify if you're in close range or long range. The game's simple. There's not a lot to it. You can add more to it as you go.
Play campaigns.
Exactly.
All kinds of stuff.
Exactly.
It's a rinse and repeat type feel. So once you do that, then you'll take up your cards and just do it again.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. And you just keep going until somebody dies.
Now the thing with this game that is, so this is fairly inexpensive. What I've got into it. So I got 4 planes. I'll probably pick up a couple more. I'm not going to look to buy a whole ton of planes, but just a few nice ones that are colorful on the board and can pull out every once in a while to play. the thing about this game is, remember, it's a miniatures game, and no matter what, with miniatures games, what do you want? You want more and more miniatures. So you have a tendency that you have to be kind of careful with that. But these planes themselves are a fairly good price, and of course, I think they're well worth it for the painting and everything that's done on them.
Yeah, because you could just buy this one dual pack and have everything you need to play the game.
Right.
Or you don't even, to be honest, you don't even need the miniatures if you don't want them, right? Yeah, you could just use these cards, and they actually include just a picture of the card, which it does the same exact thing.
Sure.
It shows your firing arc, everything that you need, and so you could just play with these little cards and move around the table and do the same thing.
Exactly. I mean, so there's a lot of options that you have in front of you. If you go out there and look at Ares online and see what they have available plane-wise, they've got tons, from giant bombers to World War II bombers that had multiple people stacked on, with machine guns, to basically the soft with the camo, the pup, and so on. So there's a lot of options for you.
All right, so let's review it, right? So at the end of our reviews, we like to do a simple one-die rating. Would you buy it green? Would you play it white? Or would you hate it red? And so here we go. We're going to get our little decision out there and reveal. Green.
So I'll go ahead and go first on this one. I love war games, and so of course this brings me into World War I, Knights of the Air. This type of game to me is always just fantastic, and they do it so simple on this. It's so quick and easy. I just love seeing when you see 4 or 5 of these planes out there, all kind of in their maneuvering positions, and each one of your friends is trying to maneuver around each other. It just looks so neat, and it's so cool, and it just plays so fast and quick that it's an enjoyable game.
Yeah, for me, I think what maybe set this one apart from X-Wing or things like that is just the simplicity of it, right? So you can ramp up the complications of it, but for me, I actually like the simplicity of just fly your plane around, shoot it, let's see what happens, let's do it again, And so for maybe some other people that are neck deep in X-Wing and stuff like that, they might not like that about it, but I actually love it and appreciate it, and I feel like that this is one that would get to the table a little bit more often for me personally.
And the thing is, it fits perfectly with the theme, because that's all they wore were these paper airplanes basically out there in the sky. And, usually one guy behind the wheel, he's firing away and flying that plane around. So it's a really basic game, and they were basic airplanes. So I think it fits really well together.
That's cool. All right, so that's Wings of Glory. We've got a lot more reviews on our website, BoardGameCloset.com. If you haven't, subscribe to our channel, hit the thumbs up, and like this video. We definitely appreciate it. And as always,
support your local hobby shop.